$2,000 fourth stimulus check plus monthly recurring payments. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in this video. Let's get into it right away. But really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate, and I am very much dedicated to you and this community to do all the research and to break it all down into these short videos so that you can stay updated each and every day during this very busy time as information is changing very, very rapidly. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get right into the update. All right, so this continues to be a very important topic in regards to a $2,000 fourth stimulus check plus monthly recurring payments, especially focused on the low income and fixed income beneficiaries, just like those groups that we talk about right here on the channel so often, including Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, low income, no income, seniors, elderly, and of course, people with disabilities. Now, as we've seen here over the last year or so, these groups are by far the most vulnerable and highest risk individuals out there right now. Well, as a result of everything going on right here in the United States as well as globally, and the continuous destruction of purchasing power of your fixed income benefits, in other words, because of inflation, now is the time for that highly focused fourth stimulus check in the amount of $2,000, and of course, those monthly recurring payments as well. I do want to talk through the details on this because of many of you here in this community, we have some pretty good information here that I want to talk through. All right, so yesterday I was out in a separate video talking about this new letter that I'm going to be drafting for Congress, where we're going to be sending it out, and once again calling on them to immediately issue a very important fourth stimulus check in the amount of $2,000, and of course, monthly recurring payments. However, I've been reading through a lot of comments on that video from yesterday, a lot of really, really good suggestions. I want to walk through in this video what I've been learning from the comment section as far as what many of you have been reaching out asking for, and what many of you are actually saying, this is what we need right now. Again, some really, really good suggestions. And just like I said yesterday, I was going to be looking for trends, as in the same things that I would see popping up, time and time again from many people. Well, it's pretty obvious. Reading through the comment section on that video from yesterday, I think all of us can probably agree if you read through any amount of comments on that video, even if you read through 20 or 50 or 100, pretty much everybody is calling on the same thing. However, there are a few other things out there that I want to point out because this is very important as well. All right, so number one, I think the consensus is a $2,000 check, right? I think it's very obvious based on what many people were saying in the video from yesterday, as well as what many of us are thinking right now, because of everything going on and because of the lack of checks, as in it's been over a year since the last check was actually distributed. With inflation rising so rapidly, we need to make it $2,000. $1,400 simply isn't going to cut it anymore. So we're all on the same page with that. Got it, $2,000, great. But here's the thing that is also very important. Many of you were reaching out saying a $2,000 check would be great, but realistically, we need $2,000 now to get us going and to get us started and help us get us caught up a little bit. But then we also need monthly, ongoing, recurring checks through the end of the year. I saw varying different opinions on this. I saw some people saying we need monthly checks ongoing for 6 months. I saw some people saying through the rest of the year. I saw some people saying for a couple years. Either way, the consensus is monthly ongoing checks after a big one-time lump sum payment, $2,000, then ongoing monthly checks. Now, I did see varying numbers. I saw anywhere between about $300 and $500. I did see a few comments out there saying we need $1,400 ongoing per month. And again, the consensus is we need monthly ongoing payments after the one-time lump sum payment. Now again, to be totally clear, these payments would be highly focused. It's not like these would be for everybody. I think everybody here in the community probably agrees. Not everybody out there needs these checks. It is the highly focused groups, those groups that we talked about just about a minute or two ago, right? The list that I laid out there. So this is actually really good stuff here, a lot of really great information. However, I do want to talk about a few other things. I did see a number of comments from many of you reaching out saying, they need to implement these checks and they need to have ongoing payments until they actually figure out something for a permanent benefit raise for all of those beneficiaries I mentioned a minute or two ago, right? So that's another good suggestion as well. Keep the ongoing monthly checks going until they can put in place a long-term solution and long-term benefit raise for all of those beneficiaries, a couple minutes ago. Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, right? So that would be a really good solution as well. One other thing that I thought was pretty interesting as well, I saw this coming up multiple different times. A lot of you saying, we need it fast, we need it right now. So there's certainly a sense of urgency as far as getting those payments out immediately. So I thought that was pretty interesting because I saw this through a number of different comments, many of you reaching out saying, we need it and we need it now, we need it fast, we need it right away. So that's a very interesting point right there too, is, again, this sense of urgency as in we need it right away. We need it like right now. We can't wait another month. We can't wait 3 more months. We can't wait 6 months. We needed this like 6 months ago, right? We needed this a very long time ago. And every day that ticks on by is just getting a little bit more difficult, right? It's getting a little tighter every single day going forward. Now, I want to throw out one more comment as well. I thought this was a super interesting one, and it came from a longtime friend here on the channel. And again, all of you are great longtime friends here, but this person has been around for a very long time, and she reached out with actually a really good suggestion. And honestly, I haven't thought about this one yet, but honestly, this is a really good suggestion, and I really, really like this one. So she reached out and said, after you draft the letter, why don't you make it available for all of us in the community to also access, and then we can send the same letter out to all these lawmakers, the same letter. So essentially, anybody here in the community that wants to have access to the letter would basically have access to the letter online, like a digital copy of it, right? You can take that, and if you want, send it out to your state representatives, to your senators, to anybody you want, right? Pretty amazing. I like it. This is a great idea because here's the thing. Let's just say that here in this community, there's over 353,000, almost 354,000 people subscribed here on the channel. That'd be great. Let's just say that even a small percentage, let's just say that even 1% or even 1,000 people, that'd be amazing. Just imagine that. 1,000 of us, even at a minimum, there'd be probably more than that, but I'm just saying, what if 1,000 people grabbed the same letter and all of a sudden started sending this letter out to all these different lawmakers? What kind of impact would that have versus just me sending out the letter? I think we can all probably agree. They might have a little bit of an eye-opening experience like, oh, wait, what are all these letters coming through all of a sudden? Where's all this coming from? And it's coming from thousands of people. Kind of get what I'm saying here? Yeah, it's going to have way more influence and impact than just me sending a letter, right? One letter's great, but at the end of the day, if thousands of people are essentially sending letters, making phone calls, sending emails, all kinds of things simultaneously, that's going to be a pretty powerful movement, right? So I love the idea. That's a great one. So I'm going to do what I can here. I'm going to do some research on this to see the best way that I can make this available for you to access, probably in the description once I get that letter completely fully drafted and everything. But yeah, that's a great suggestion as well. But the moral of the story is, it basically comes down to this. Everybody in the community, right? Low income, fixed income. And of course, I can't speak for everybody, but I think I can probably anticipate the vast majority of people, nearly everybody, is in the place now living on a small fixed income where honestly, it's just getting really difficult, right? It's getting harder and harder every single month that passes by. Inflation continues to move up. Prices on literally everything continue to move up. And like I said a couple minutes ago, the destruction of the purchasing power of your monthly benefits, as in $1 a year ago bought you more than $1 today. That is just the destruction of purchasing power. And that's because of inflation, right? So prices are moving up, whereas your income is not adjusting to that inflation. It's still staying the same. That's not a good recipe, right? That is not an equation that actually works. So anyway, the consensus is this: a $2,000 lump sum payment. Ongoing monthly checks with a range of anywhere between about $300 and $500 is probably the most popular range that I saw in the comments section. Ongoing for about 6 months or possibly through the end of the year to help everybody get by this basically massive hurdle of inflation that we're going through right now, and hopefully get us through to the other side where finally some of this inflation may come down and maybe some of these prices will come down as well. But again, who knows when that'll actually happen? We'll have to watch the Federal Reserve and see what goes on here going forward, but as of right now, inflation is still moving up, right? We're still going up the mountain. We haven't hit the summit yet, and we're not going down the other side quite yet, but maybe that'll actually happen here relatively quickly. Anyway, I wanted to come back, lay it all out for you, let you know what I was finding in that previous video from yesterday. A lot of really, really good comments and suggestions. I like it. A lot of great feedback there. So thank you so much to all of you who watched that video and, of course, left your feedback on that one. If you didn't see the video, go back and check that one out. It was just from yesterday, just a few videos back. Go back and check that one out. Some pretty good stuff in there as well. And again, I'll get back to work on this letter. And, of course, I'll be back with you and I will lay it all out for you. And then, of course, I will do what I can to figure out the best way to determine how you can have access to it as well. And let's get them, right? Let's send that letter out to as many lawmakers as we possibly can. Let's annoy them so much that they are almost forced to give us a check, right? Anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Please make sure to subscribe down below. Share this video with your friends, family, social media. And of course, go back and check out any of the other nearly 2,400 videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I truly appreciate you. Enjoy your day. I look forward to reading your feedback down below once again on this video. And of course, I'll see you again later in the next update. Enjoy your day. I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much.